first things first, we're going to see Mock-it ban out Lion, who has been a pretty staple ban, so at least for the televised matches, this will be the 4th time that Lion is going to get banned in as many matches.
Lion ban, pretty typical, and I mean the success we saw with G2 having constantly banning out Lion. The Ying ban, so the counter ban we saw to Hungary, we talked about when he was back on Orgulus, so Maverick still in play. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Consulate, we saw the Maverick come out a little bit like you said, but team shied away from it later on. The Valkyrie ban and Consulate, pretty standard. I don't see anything interesting or extra with that ban. And then the Mira ban on Consulate, that's a little bit of a weird one. The only thing I would say is possibly using the Mira as an admin hold for the 4th new bomb site could be detrimental losing it, but we haven't really seen anyone opt to head to Tellers and Archives yet as a bomb site.
No, and the most interesting thing for me is that we saw 6 rounds on Consulate last time around.
Yeah.
Mira was not banned at all, and she wasn't played at all either. You know, so just because she's in play doesn't necessarily mean that she's actually going to get used or not. Also, interesting to note, first time we're going to see Clash. So enemy bringing out Clash, but looks like might 6-pick off of it. Oh, giving us hope and then taking it away. It'll be an Echo instead.
Yeah, swapping to the Blackbeard as well is Retro. So Blackbeard, obviously a very strong pick on Consulate when you're on those repels, all the windows, face shield in hand. Very useful, and especially the slight buff to his Mark 17 a little while ago. Very crucial for his ability to grab some picks. And I mean, with the recoil update overall, through every single gun, the Mark 17 as a fully automatic weapon is just going to become that much stronger. Although the Blackbeard pick coming out, Mock-it electing to head to the garage and cafeteria first as the primary bomb site. I like that pick. I like the mind games that are trying to head downstairs. Thermite, Maverick, and Hibana all on the board. Goddess taking the Hibana as the only breacher, so clearly Cloud9 expecting to be heading top floor.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, it's strange that you would go down to you'd take somebody to garage and not run a Thermite. I mean, it's tough to determine because usually Thermite is just a must pick on Consulate because of the fact that you've got that garage in play, as was mentioned earlier on. And C9 Laxing just stopping for just a second. Not sure what was going on there, but there we go. Lots of utility being brought from the attackers. Lots of good fragging potential as well. That's what you got the Sledge for. That's what you got the Blackbeard for. Of course, the Sledge is primarily going to be used inside a piano. I wouldn't be too surprised to see possibly have the Zofia up there as well, possibly working double duty, but who knows? Foxy will miss his drone and we'll need to go back and get it. Look at that, the Fnatic weapon skin. Once again, weapon skins and weapon charms for select teams available today.
Yeah, the pilot program to help the prize pool for the Invitational 2019, February 11th to 17th, back here in Montreal. And the winner of this DreamHack Montreal will earn the 2nd slot available to the Invitational. Retro trying to clear out anyone top floor. Drones being spotted out, and C9 taking things a little bit slow here to start things off. The drone and preparation phase taking over a minute now to really get any kind of entry or map control. Consulate again, like I said, a map that's going to rely very heavily on the repel game, but nobody on Mock really taking the aggression for C9 to take advantage right now.
No, and this is the powerful position for you to have that Blackbeard. You mentioned that they were trying to get the Blackbeard Montaigne to work. Foxay is going to do a good job taking out Panics, and that's the Legion down. That's a detrimental operator to lose early on just because of his regenerative abilities of that the goo mines that will get more numerous over time. So they've managed to clear out that 2nd floor. Very similar to a lot of maps, Consulate, you need to make sure that you can take total floor control about the 2nd and 1st floor because you're usually going to have somebody roaming up there.
Approaching a minute remaining in the round. Still have to open up hatches for Cloud9 as they try and ingress further towards the basement. They're taking every single second afforded to them to try and work this out. Sir Boss going to be the crucial play here playing pipes as there's 3 C9 attackers all stacked outside of yellow, and Foxay heads into the bathroom to apply some top control as that Sledge. The Echo drones of enemy repelling the push on yellow stairs, and Sir Boss going to continue to push back. Foxay ripping up the floor. The hatches still not being opened by Goddess. This is problematic for Cloud9 as they continue to try and push down. The Mute Jammer stalling out drones, but you're running out of time here, Cloud9. Clearing out the barbed wire and trying to launch in the stun canisters. Another Toxic Bay by Hungary, going to repel them even further back. Cloud9 stalling out incredibly on their first push. Outside of Yellow Stairs doorway, Goddess trying to push down once again. They finally open up the bathroom hatch. 20 seconds remaining, shots to the floor, but it's Surbos winning it out onto Laxing through the garage. Retro, just a tiny Pico from the Hibana pellets. Mark gonna grab another one. It's down to a 4v2. Enemy and Hungry left alone as the smoke and the echo. Perfect plant deny, taking the corner, but he will get taken down by Mark. It's Hungry alone, the 1v4, and coming through office. Mark with a 3K on the round. Cloud9 down to the wire, but they still come away with it.
You mess with Mark, you get the shark, I believe is the saying, Rob, and well, they messed with the shark.
Didn't come away too hot on that one, but Cloud9, very, very slow take. I mean, they were coming down to 10 seconds remaining on the round. They didn't even look like they were trying to go for the plant. They just wanted the frags, and I mean, in a 4v2, I understand the hunger to go for the kills, but console to map where you can really play the bomb plant a lot heavier. Especially downstairs coming through the garage. I was surprised that the Hibana pellets were elected to be even used on the garage door. When you have to attack top down, when you only bring that Hibana, it really leads you to the vulnerability of you have to take hatches and push top, and Cloud9 were so fixated on the Yellow Stairs there, it took forever for them to get any progress down.
Yeah. So overall, a pretty good start for Cloud9 to be able to make that push work, especially without the thermite, which I think we were right to focus on, but at the same time, hey, there you have it. They'll bring the Hibana the second time around, and instead of going for Garage yet again, Mock-it's going to switch things up. Interestingly enough, the only kill coming from Surbos. Surbos and Hungry being the two new additions. It does appear, and some teams adhere to this, some teams don't, but it does appear that Hungry might be the one IGLing as he was situated in the middle. Typically, that's where your IGL will be. Though Cloud9 primarily has Foxay IGLing. And it's Goddess, I believe, that's sitting in the middle, if I remember correctly. So, interestingly enough. Anywho, we'll get into round number 2 in console office. Upstairs is going to be the site for Mock-it. They're going to bring a very similar composition to the last time. Of course, that Yokai drone is going to need to be a bit more effective. They forced Enemy to try to take the fight all on his own. And when you lost Panics early, as the Legion, that was a lot of gadgetry that was taken away from you. Now, of course, you're going to have Revan playing that Legion. So, allowing Panics to frag a bit more freely. Because Legion really shouldn't be your chief roamer.
No.
I mean, you can have him play offsite. You can even have him roam, but you'll have him lock down a certain area, very similar to the way that Ella plays now. And now you'll have Panics on the Jaeger, which is a much more of a pure fragging operator, which is exactly what Panics excels at.
Identical attacking roster coming up from Cloud9 as well on this round. This time attacking the top floor as Mock-it elect to head a little higher up on the map after losing downstairs pretty handily, although they did do a good job of stalling out for the majority of the bandit as Surbos peeking the corner, sees the mask, but unable to hit the head. Panic's taking a little bit of damage on the top of Yellow Stairs. He's playing with the ADSs, trying to hold down that linchpin in the hold for a little bit longer. A minute again, surpassing Cloud9 without any map control, but the focus of the top floor bomb site not as heavy and dependent on the map control as the downstairs garage objective. Mark very concerned about this bathroom window. Drones coming in and the echo of Enemy stuck in the corner, looking he wanted to get aggressive onto the bathroom window.
So right now, C9 has struggled a bit to get inside of the building. They've been rebuffed in every single chance that they've had, and this is Mock-it just doing what they need to do. Just keep them at bay. Don't let them be able to get in. Make them waste that utility. We already saw the one asphyxiating bolt going off, as you noted, onto the Yellow Stairs window. That's perfect for Mock-it right now. They've used about half of the round. They haven't really had to exert themselves too much. I don't believe Hungry's been able to get a Toxic Babe out, in which case that's also pretty important. No, he does have every single remote gas canister. So this is good shape for Mock-it. They haven't had to overexert themselves too much in order to prevent Cloud9 from being able to get in the building. And now you can see C9 is very listless. They're treading water at the moment. The only person that's actually been able to take up any real estate is the Zofia of Mark, who's sitting at that mid-landing on Yellow Stairs.
Well, I'm just very confused by the C9 take entirely. It's very single-minded. You've got multiple stacked on the B windows, but no pressure from a balcony. No one even attempting a connector repel. Oh, just spotting the head once again, but it's Panics pushing down the Yellow Stairs. Will remove Mark, the MVP of the previous round. Retro's still stuck in these B windows with nothing be afforded to him. Mock-it playing a very patient game, not trying to peek too aggressively. Foxay repelled again down the Visa Stairs. There's no entry from Cloud9. They're single-minded here and just banking on Foxay to try and go for the solo push and cause some disruption for these anchors, and it's just not happening. Coming up Spiral now is his last-ditch effort. 25 seconds remaining as Laxing takes down Revan. Lets the Legion off the mine, but he survived long enough. He's taken plenty of mines, and as I say that, Laxing will step on one coming into administration. Serbas going to cut down Fox with the MP7, traded out immediately by Goddess as she finally makes the entry and tries to go for the plant. The Echo of Enemy still alive as Panic is going to cut her down with the gun anyway, rushing into Connector. Laxing trades out Hungry, looking into Yellow Stairs. Laxing with a wonderful pistol kill, but Enemy has the yokai in place, and that's going to end it. Mock-it once again, the lack of map control for Cloud9, sacrificing around for them.
That's why you watch for the gadgets. That's exactly why you watch for the gadgets, and this is a hallmark play of so many of the French teams that they deliberately save a yokai and put themselves in a good position to keep that yokai alive. We've seen Millennium do it time and time again. We've seen Mock-it do it a number of times too. And here you have it coming back to bite them. You still had Laxing alive, but nope. Unable to find that shimmering glow of the yokai hovering above the diffuse plant, and that'll be it. So, good bounce back from Mock-it. They spent about the first half of the round doing, like I said, exactly what you needed to do. They denied entry on Yellow Stairs. They denied entry through the console office windows. C9 didn't really do much to fight over admin at all. And I think that was a bit of a mistake. You just saw that C9's attack was way too one-directional, and
attackers need to locate.
Unfortunately, when you have a one-directional attack like that, you end up in a position where it's very easy for them to rebuff.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Being brought to our attention is that we will see Clash for the very first time here. Today it'll be Hungry, 6 picking off the Maestro onto the Clash.
Yeah, the Clash is an interesting decision. I already talked about it earlier on with how segmented Clash could be. Heading downstairs, but still C9 taking the same standard 5 operators they've been running with the last 2 consecutive rounds. Thermite on the board, Maverick on the board, no other hard breaches being taken, just the Hibana. And I mean, if you're gonna go top down on Consulate, you really should be taking more map control and a little more swiftly than they have been thus far. Certainly things can change, they can pick up the tempo and pick up the pace, but they need the adequate drawing to do so. And starting out with Mock-it, they've got 4 on site currently. Looks like they're gonna play this a little more reserved compared to last time. They had multiple out on singular roam games the first time they defended the garage, and this time around looks like they want to anchor a little bit harder.
The very first round, they did a good job of taking map control. As you said, you always want to clear top down. That's exactly what they did. You don't want to clear bottom up. That's part of the issue that a lot of teams have with Cafe, is that sometimes clearing top down can be very difficult. But look at that, Panic's just waiting for the drone to come in and then tossing out one of those goo mines. Now that goo mine will be triggered on the windowsill, but Retro is smart enough to know that it was there. It's just going to pick away. Didn't actually hit it though. Look at that, still just sitting amidst the debris. Doesn't know it's there. And you got Panics who's just waiting, but finally the Blackbeard will discover it. Now, I was mentioning this. They're doing a very good job of establishing top-down control. Panics is going to head for the hills, as he wisely should. This Clash operator is going to be very interesting just to watch and see exactly how she maneuvers.
This time Panics was playing inside of the console office, and now with an impact grenade going to escape to the safety of Yellow Stairs momentarily. Push from C9 once again, more than a minute burned and not a lot of map control. You finally have one pressing through admin to long desk. Fox, they're going to join as C9 successfully clears out the top floor, but they've burnt a decent amount of their time doing so. Fox trying to hold down the Yellow Stairs, going to be droning in towards and try and find Panics. The Legion Mine going to trigger. Q Panics, there's one immediately aggressing him. And he's going to back off smartly. He's going to play it safe. He doesn't want to get double pushed here, but Retro will be the one to cut him off outside of the Yellow Stairs doorway as he got down off his rappel. And this Clash of Hungary not doing a whole lot to really panic anyone. Serbas taking a lot of damage from the asphyxiating bolt of Laxing coming down through the floor, and an Echo drone taken off. So C9 doing a much better job of burning the utility this time around.
This is what we saw last time on Garage, though. They were much better at being able to take all that map control, and now they find themselves in a position where they're going to be fighting without their sledge. The C4 of Serbas will find a target. That's Foxe, who will be taken off of the board with just about a minute to go. But now, if you looked at where the sledge was positioned, a great shot from Revan as Laxing punished just outside of Visa. And Revan now will just rotate. But on the other side of the map, you see that Goddess will manage to open up that garage. Mark, just sitting by that exterior wall of the bathroom, knows that there is a clash, and this is the very first skirmish that we can see involving the new British operator. Hungry's gonna head for the hills though, as he pulls out his sidearm and manages to scamper off. Just 30 seconds to go, and I'm very curious to know exactly what's gonna happen with this shield still in play.
Walk-through hole afforded to Retro if he wants to push through as the Blackbeard through the Hibana hole. As the Clash pressing up the yellow stairs, could be a good body block for anyone coming in, but he has to be wary of the crossfire coming through. Goddess gonna sprint through and get cut down immediately by the 416 of Revan. Now they have a pinch on pipes, but it's only a 2v4, a 1v4 now. Sir Boss and Hungry gonna clean them both up onto Mark and Retro. Once again, Cloud9 on the stall. And Mock-it playing much safer in this Clash, being a huge detriment to that yellow stairs push attempt.
Just absolutely slowing down the Blackbeard and then being able to finish him off. You can see the play as well on the yellow stairs just to try and keep the Zofia from being able to escape. That is so frustrating to have to deal with that slowing ability, but at the same time, that's exactly how you want to play it. And of course, Clash is tough to get the most out of when she's not with somebody. You saw that she had an escort. Hungry played it very well. And then of course, using the quick switch, a very fast weapon switch time to go from shield to that 2-burst SMG. Panics will switch off of the Echo and will go with the Doc. This time around, they'll head to lobby. Now, interesting here is this will be the last rotation because now both garage and console office are locked. We could have possibly seen that new bomb site that's over in servers and tellers, but no, they're just going to go with what they know. And as I said with Emzo earlier, I'm strongly of the belief that this main lobby much easier to defend for teams, not just because I think it's a better site, but also in addition to the fact that teams know it a little bit more. They're more familiar with it because it's been around for so long. I don't know if it's necessarily the time to start experimenting or not.
No, I mean, like we've stated a couple times now, there's a lot on the line here. You know, there's 50K on the line, the title of DreamHack Montreal champion, but also the slot at the Invitational in February to be the second team to lock that up. Because, I mean, if you don't win here, you don't secure your spot, and you're not going to be a finalist at LAN, you have to go through an online qualifier. And if you're not a Latin American team, there's only one qualifier for that. Only one team going through the online bracket to make it. This is a perfect opportunity for plenty of teams to come together on LAN and really secure themselves a wonderful spot at the biggest event of the year very, very early on. And I like this from Cloud9, actually, swapping up the attack. First time they were pushing both garage and the top floor in their first 2 rounds. They were very console office centric, and now they're going to be swapping for an admin take. And I do like this swap up for Cloud9.
Well, I mean, the last time they attacked the console office site, they didn't even bother to take admin at all. And you can't do that. You need to be able to try to wrestle admin. Now, I know there are a lot of teams that have expressed serious issues by trying to take care of it, and I don't know what Revan was doing right there. Mark getting a very good call long down the hallway to the desk just by the console office, and that is an early pick. You can see that Hungry almost taken out as well. He's running the pistol, not the SMG-11, so this is interesting to see the changes that some of these teams are making. Whether you think that the SMG-11 is easier to control and be able to handle that recoil, or whether you just want to go with the SAS pistol or not, it's very much a comfort pick. But Hungry was pinned down for a brief moment, and probably the most prized possession of that second floor, which is the projector room. You're gonna have to take that if you want to try to get a plant down.
Yeah, it's just Panic's left now, taking a little bit of damage over by the bathroom doorway. He's actually dropped downstairs with the rotation. He's going to heal up Hungry now. He's down to about 10 HP, but he gets cut down by Foxay coming outside the bathroom hallway windows. Smoke of Hungry is able to back off to safety at the entry of Spiral Stairs, but now full top floor control here for Cloud9. This is looking wonderful for them to be able to push in and go for a plant in that main lobby, or even if they want to get aggressive with it, go for piano plant. Although enemy flanking up behind on the sledge of Foxay, he will fall. And you've got 2 defenders downstairs in Sir Boss. All 3 actually stacked on staircases, 2 on Spiral, 1 on Yellow. They've evacuated the site completely. Don't have any nitro cells, but Hungry with the pistol in hand. Traded immediately out by Goddess as Retro will fall. It's down to the Zofia of Mark and Goddess on the Hibana. Peeking out from bathroom hallway, enemy drops Goddess, diffuser lost, 50 seconds, plenty of time, but Mark extremely low on HP.
This was such a winnable scenario for Cloud9 as well, but they just did not really have anybody doing flank watch. Now, because Mock-it have two bodies available, you can push Sir Boss all the way back and just watch circle desk, anticipating a drop, because they likely know that there's somebody still playing above, especially when that lifeline went off. You got a great opportunity to either fight for a draw or just establish a crossfire. Now, they didn't really need to get a crossfire because Hungry just hid. You let Sir Boss do the cleanup work. So that's 3 in a row for Mock-it, and they've looked pretty confident. Now it's going to be enemy running on the Clash instead of Hungry. We'll see if that switches up at all. Console office is now unlocked, and that's exactly where Mock-it is going to go back to. And this is a pretty good start here on this first split.
It's a wonderful job on the defense. You know, Mock-it have played a very reserved game. You know, we saw hungry on smoke upstairs. He lost a lot of HP, and instead of what I think most inexperienced players would try to do is hold that until you die. And instead, he was able to escape through the hatch, drop downstairs, get healed up by his dog. He went for a full 3-floor rotation all the way downstairs, came back up spiral, and got healed up by a dock. Cost the dock his life, but at the end of the day, he was instrumental in being able to come out of that spiral push and really put them back in the favor of winning that round. I mean, it was just a very smart play, and it looks like all of Mock-it are on that same page. We talked about their communication early on. It looks like their communication is very on point, or at least their preparation is, because they're all on the same page mentally.
Yeah. So here we have it. First,
10 seconds left before insertion.
well, rather last round. My apologies. My brain getting away
5
from me here.
seconds to go.
And enemy running the pistol now as well. I think this is going to be really interesting to see how these pistols work out, because we did get we did see a pistol kill from the smoke come out on the spiral stairs. Of course, he was doubled up, so he did have some help there from his teammate, but it doesn't really matter. As you said, then after getting that kill, then ended up getting traded off by Goddess. I'm interested to see what C9 is going to do here. So this was the site, obviously, that we've only seen once, and it was successful for Mock-it. They looked really good. C9 just could not get anything under their belt, could not even get going on a push outside of the actual site. Couldn't really see them take admin at all. Obviously, they're probably going to have to do that, maybe put some presence in Visa as well. Tough to see, but they're going to have a thorn in their side, as we're going to see a clash on the second floor instead of the basement. This will be interesting to see exactly how that shield is utilized.
Also interesting that Cloud9 have swapped for a no-breach attack here, swapping Goddess off the Cabana for the first time to the Dokkaebi. Retro going to grab the first pick onto Panics, playing on those yellow stairs. He was instrumental in holding back that aggression from Cloud9 the last 2 times he's played there. Now, Hungry is going to have to back off in towards Piano. He's getting a lot of pressure from the yellow skylight and outside yellow door. A clash and a solo engagement is not what you want to be. Mark right outside the yellow door has the ability to stun or just immediately rush Sir Boss as well. Caught by the asphyxiating bolt, and he's going to get down by it as he just steps 1 inch further up the staircase. It's a 5v3 advantage for Cloud9, a much better push.
And hard to really tell with that asphyxiating bolt exactly where the fire is too. That's just, you think you're free and clear of it, but no. And I mean, it's called an asphyxiating bolt because technically the fire isn't exactly what you need to worry about. It's that the fire burns the air around you, you suffocate. But here comes C9, and this should be an easy lockout for them. Enemy's last alive, Mark gets a kill, and then enemy's gonna toss out his drone here. Now, we saw on this specific site previously, the Yokai drone was able to stop the plant dead in its tracks, but there was only 2 members of Cloud9 alive at that point. Oh, that was an easy shot for enemy, just narrowly misses the head of Laxing, and he's gonna be kicking himself for that one. Plant goes down, he'll pull out his sidearm and have to engage, but the Capitao is there, Laxing pops right up, and C9 wins a round that they needed. They'll take the 1st and the 5th with 2, 3, and 4 going for Mock-it, but Mock-it will now head to attack with a 3-2 lead.
It was a good turnaround there by Cloud9. You know, the aggression, starting things off faster, ascertaining that map control a lot faster. You know, we talked about it ad nauseum now, how slow Cloud9 seemed on their attacks. And granted, that could be a factor of Mock-it's playstyle. You know, they're not really expecting everyone to be so reserved and just so temperamental on being able to rotate back to site. Like, Mock-it were playing a very slow, patient game. And I think C9, instead of taking the aggression to try and push them even deeper back into sight, were also playing that slow, methodical style. They were waiting for some aggression that just never came. Now on the defense, I mean, if they want to play that slow style, it's proven here that Mock-it can make it work, and so can Cloud9. You're only at a 3-2 deficit when you pick up the first round just barely, and then it looks like it's all snowballing away from you. Now Cloud9 look like they have a little bit of momentum heading into the defensive side, and they'll like to go top floor on their first defense.
Yeah, that fell apart by Mock-it remarkably fast. There was really no counter punch whatsoever. So now we'll see. How does Mock-it do on their first crack at attack? They're going to be bringing a similar lineup that we saw to Cloud9 with a ton of utility available for them. The Capitao being brought has been such a staple here. And then the Zofia IQ as well.
So top floor hold, we've seen a couple different iterations of it so far. We saw SK and SSG both attempted earlier. Now we've had Mock-it try their hand at it twice, successful once, unsuccessful most recently, and now Cloud9 going to show us their variation of the top floor hold. The Maestro, an operator we didn't really see a lot of at all in the first half from Mock-it. I think they only, actually I don't even think they played it once. They 6-picked off the Maestro to the Clash. So Maestro getting some more action here. Another common ban that just didn't come out in the ban phase.
Some nice music to serenade us right now as we are in the thick of things. A nice orchestral swell for you here. Hopefully you're all enjoying it as much as we are. Enemy having a bit of difficulty being able to take out that camera here, but it looks like it's going to be a Visa take first and foremost.
Yeah, a Visa and admin take on the push. Going from the east side to the west, Revan has already secured admin. And you have the Zofia of Hungary inside of Coffee Hallway. No one immediately for Cloud9 playing inside of the A-bomb in meeting room. Drone's going to spot this out from Revan, and very, very reserved hold from Cloud9 right now. Very pushed back, not really trying to hold A-bomb immediately and directly, trying to hold it at range. Still using the SMG-11 as retro on the smoke, and the recoil pattern isn't unusable, but it is certainly much more difficult with the Grim Sky update to all the recoils in the secondary SMGs. The IQ of Serboss still outside, more than a minute gone. No Valkyrie on the board. I'm interested what he's specifically looking for here.
Echo primarily would be my guess. You can also hunt the pulse with it quite effectively. I would wager that even without the Valkyrie, you're going to need an information gatherer, whether that be your pulse, whether that be a Maestro, whether that be a Lion. Having that information handy so you know where you can possibly change course on is integral. And I think that being able to hunt Fox A is a pretty decent choice. That could just be strategic. You know, Panix has been running the IQ for the most part on Mock-it, at least that we've seen this season. Now that was pre-change to IQ where she lost her frag grenades, but Fox A almost always will run a pulse on defense. So it should surprise nobody that I don't know if that was intended. There you go. I think that's what he was trying to do the first time around. I think this is just a direct counter strictly to Fox A and what he's going to bring to the table, because that pulse gets so deadly in the final 30, 20, 10 seconds.
Hungary spotting out the LMG Barrel of Goddess. The Maestro playing right up against the bathroom wall, unable to spot any kind of mask to shoot. Just gonna send some bullets her way, but the plant goes down all of a sudden by Mock-it as they press in. Goddess gonna trade out Hungary, but Panix has dropped Mark. It's the Jaeger off the board coming downstairs. Serboss holding the rotation. She got two of them. Both of them fall at the hands of Serboss. The 5.52. It's all up to Laxing and Retro. Both pinned inside of connector. The asphyxiating bolt cutting their rotate. Inside a phone booth, trying to dangle out now, and there's no real way to go. Trying to fire him with the SMG-11, but taking damage from the asphyxiating bolt. Enemy on 1 HP. Looking into connector, though, Serboss for the third on the round, going for the 4K. It's all up to Laxing, pressing at a bathroom hallway, coming down the main to flag, or where flag used to be. Serboss gonna end it with a marvelous round, holding both of those flanks downstairs.
Excellent job by Serboss and the rest of his team, but I mean, look at this already. You can see the impact that these two players have. Whether it's Hungary making the calls or not, both Serboss and Hungary have been instrumental in a number of rounds in there. Already, I would say Mock-it looks better than we've seen in previous times. You know, they now find themselves taking that first round. And what exactly went wrong for C9 there? Well, you still had, what, 3, 4 operators alive, and the plant goes down and nobody knows. You've got a pulse still maneuvering, playing from below, trying to get that cardiac sensor to pick up on where the plant is going. You've still got a Maestro, and yet the Maestro is caught mid-rotation down by the interior by bench, that white hallway, or Z as it's called, or Z. And then you end up with the pulse in circle desk, missing the plant. That just simply looks like poor communication. That's all that really falls down to, in my opinion. That was, the calls were not made correctly, and end up in a circumstance where people are just simply in the wrong places at the wrong time, and that makes all the difference.
And props to Mock-it for taking advantage of that and spotting it. I mean, we've seen plenty of examples. I mean, most recently in the SK SSG game where mistakes were made but not capitalized upon. And it seems like Mock-it are fully strangleholding C9 on every mistake they make. There's not really been one so far that Cloud9 has had, other than that first round where everyone started dropping like flies for Mock-it in the last 10 seconds. Since then, I mean, they've capitalized wonderfully. It's up to C9 to pick up their play at this point to turn this around. Heading to lobby on the defense is an interesting call. By no means a poor bomb site, but still have the top floor and the garage both available to them. I'm pretty surprised by the decision to head lobby.
I mean, you've got garage, you can go back to console office as well. Every single site is unlocked for C9, but I think at this point this might not be a comfortable map for Cloud9. You know, it's, at least with the way that Mock-it is playing now, the lobby could just be an attempt to possibly see what Mock-it can bring in terms of attacking strats and see how, how diverse maybe the attacking strats are for a team that is still trying to adapt to two pretty decent roster changes. And like I said, also the language barrier really cannot be overlooked. This is a team now that is going to be going from their native tongue to speaking English simply to try and diversify their lineup and maybe be a bit stronger of a team. I think Van Silly was right when he was talking about it. He referred to them as SK. They're now known as MIBR. And they had, originally when they were still SK, they picked up Stewie. Now they picked up Tarek, and they speak in English. And I think that really hurt them in the short term, right? Trying to change and trying to make the calls you need. But it's going to be a push. Look at this. Here comes the rush. Mark is there waiting. He'll catch one. Very wisely, Red tosses the C4 up. Nothing. Yokai drone goes in, but there's Sir Boss. He'll pick up his 10th kill. Breaking double digits, taking care of Goddess, who is on her drone inside of the bathroom stall. Now the Maestro peeks out. Foxay sustaining a lot of damage, but will topple Sir Boss. Diffuser goes down, and C9 once again not ready for this push to come the way it did.
Flash is coming in from enemy to blind. Anyone trying to go for the retake. Mock-it in a decent position here. Watching for the spiral is hungry on both the repels. Can't hit either of them. Accidentally hitting the crouch and changing his angle on the repel. Still landing some bullets though. Foxay either down on 1 HP. Retro extremely low. Laxing though going to take down Hungry. It's down to a 3v2 now. Revenant enemy in good position. Time ticking away for Cloud9 to successfully attempt this retake. Diffuser at the front door. There's not really anywhere to go. Enemy and Revan both have the angles covered, launching a flash, and all three will fall. As it was a previous down, they've all dropped like dominoes, and Mock-it put Consulate to match point.
So 2 rounds in a row, Mock-it have just gone in real fast, real quick. You can see they timed it exactly with the sledge. And just nerves of steel, they executed so well. Now, for Mark, here's the ability to shut this down. Sitting under the hatch by the Visa stairs, gets a kill as the sledge drops, tosses the C4 up, but a bit too early. I don't know if this was a call that went wrong. That C4 could have completely shut everything down right at the front door lobby. Missed just by a hair, and then you saw the rappel up spiral stairs, great position. Hungry was able to absolutely light up the defenders, not secured a kill in that position. Went for the rotate, ended up getting killed in the process, but relied on the rest of his team. So overall, really impressed with what we've seen out of Mock-it so far today. Cloud9, I don't know if they're still trying to figure out communication or strategies or whatnot, but this looks more like the Cloud9 that we saw at the start of the season, the one we've seen as of late. Either that or, Mock-it are making them look like that by just being so damn good. We'll see as this plays on, because we've still got at least one more map, but Mock-it now heading downstairs, or C9 heading downstairs, my apologies. This will be the third site for Cloud9. They lost on console office upstairs, so they go to lobby, they lose on lobby, they're gonna go downstairs. We'll see what they're able to accomplish on garage. For Mock-it, they're gonna run the same composition that we saw. I think this is the 3rd round in a row that we're seeing almost the exact same composition being brought out from Mock-it too.
Yeah, and I was really surprised last round by Mock-it's decision. You see a lobby defense as an attacking team. Your typical thought is, okay, let's go upstairs, let's get some top control, like we saw C9 attempt on their attacking round.
5 seconds left.
And no, Mock-it just 4-man rushed the front door and completely swarmed site and suffocated Cloud9. It worked out, and I'm just shocked that the hole was there for them to exploit from C9. They just didn't have a front door rush covered out of everything that you could possibly think of as an attacking strat to take main lobby. The front door rush should probably be the first thing you cover.
The winner of this matchup will face, if I remember correctly, the EG-BYOC winner, so that will be entertaining to say the least, depending on who makes it through. We're patiently awaiting any results from the BYOC, so it could be a little bit of time, because of course there are, as was mentioned earlier in the broadcast, there are 5 teams competing for 4 spots. That really sucked to be the one team that doesn't make it. Man, that would be a real bummer. But we've got a couple local French teams that will be competing as well, and of course some regular Anglophone Canadian teams competing as well. About a minute in, and we still see C9 doing setup work, but Mock-it has been able to make quite significant headway right now. They know that there's pressure that's going to come onto Piano, as you can see. Foxay will not live that much longer. Good joint effort. 2 drones on him, and they just missed the Jaeger of Mark as he'll rotate through the bathroom hatch. And oh, that came very close.
Significant portion of the roam gain taken down. It's just 1 defender from Cloud9 left inside of Visa right now on top of the hatch. It's Laxing on the Bandit. Could go for a flank in behind if the drones are a little lackluster from Mock-it, but a wonderful job Still more than half the round to go, and they have this control. Sir Boss can be coming down the Visa stairs, but it's Laxing winning out. A wonderful shot, only losing half his HP. He has to be wary of Spiral, and a collapse from the admin hatch. Thermite charges coming out onto the garage wall as Mock-it start to aggress towards site. Looks like they're going to leave Laxing out on his own for his roam game for now.
So they'll manage to successfully get that middle, what appears to be the middle panel of the garage, and just blows it wide open. Doesn't really leave them a lot of room to use a second exothermic charge on it, but I'm sure that was probably anticipated. Waiting for Mark to lurk up the Visa stairs is hungry, and his patience is rewarded. Relatively easy kill. The Jaeger, who had eluded Mock-it earlier, will not be lucky a second time around. But Laxing, gotten the first kill for C9, will add to his tally, make it 2. He is very low HP, just 50, as he'll retreat down Spiral stairs. Taking out both the IQ and the Sledge, solid fragging operators, but the utility-based operators still very much in play. Zofia, Capitao, and Thermite. That's a successful asphyxiating bolt from Revan as he's able to dance around a couple bullets, taking a tiny bit of damage. He still has one asphyxiating bolt left, as Hungry will dump in most of his gadgetry towards the back of the garage.
Laxing pressing up the yellow stairs from pipes to try and hold this cutoff, but the Russian from enemies gets shut down by Retro standing on the desk. Laxing with one of his own onto Hungry. Now it's all up to Revan being spotted by the cam. 15 seconds just avoids the aggressive peek from Laxing, but it'll be Retro laying prone inside the office through the kill holes, dropping Revan and C9 live to fight another day on Consulate at the very least. And it really was Laxing on that monumental roam game. You know, Mark got caught out on the flank upstairs, but it was Laxing's patience and ability to maneuver the map safely and acquire those significant frags that turned the tide for Cloud9 in that round. 2 rounds away from overtime. I don't think it's entirely out of the question, but they have to at least prove that they've made some changes on their holds, because right now, at least for their top floor bomb site, they're going to be heading to lobby once again. I mean, there were certain significant holes exploited by Mock-it very early on in rounds on both the top floor and main floor hold for Cloud9. Yeah,
and the bigger problem for Cloud9 right now is they won Garage successfully for their first defensive hold. They have to go back to 1 of 2 sites they've already lost. Well, they don't have to. There is now a 4th site they can go to if they really wanted to.
Forgot about the site for a second.
But they're going to go to lobby press room. They're going to see what they can do on the main floor lobby. And last time around, the success that came from Mock-it on this site was that early rush, catching C9 off guard. I'm going to imagine that C9 is probably going to be more prepared for an early rush, so not necessarily going to be the same result. But this is a big gamble because I didn't really see that much from C9 that I liked when they defended this. It was very easy for Mock-it to be able to take control of the angles to get back to that diffuser, basically cutting off any chance of C9 getting a successful retake. Laxing, by the way, also breaking double digits to join Sir Boss. And yeah, I agree with you fully if we can just go back to the last round for 1 second. Laxing winning that gunfight inside of Tellers just by Visa, and then being able to continue to roam and pick up a 2nd kill. That's all it took.
Yep.
If he loses that fight,
it's over.
We're going on to map number 2, straight up. So that one play right alone, that one individual contribution was just incredibly important, and I'm interested to see what they're going to go for here. Retro going for a spawn peek, actually. It didn't look like there was anybody nearby, so doesn't really need to worry too much. This is going to be a different play from Mock-it, though. They do manage to take a quite an early push, but it's going to be for the 2nd floor instead of just bursting through the lobby doors and getting a plant off.
Yeah, the one thing I will say from Cloud9 setup, from what briefly we saw of it before the round ended, was that the Cloud9 setup looks pretty good for, you know, your top floor take, your west-east, your east-west, whichever way you're going from whether it's console or admin. It looked like C9 were actually prepared for that top take. The only gap was that front door, and it was pretty significant. Retro, though, going to be down inside of the bathroom, finished off by the impact nade, the new logo as well of Hungary on the Zofia impact nade launcher. Retro will fall. It's the rook off the board, no utility loss. He's already got his plates down, but it's an ACOG and the control of the bathroom. That is significant for Cloud9 to lose now.
I think the bigger focus is that they lost map control out of that. They still have the 2 ACOGs available for both Echo and Maestro. I don't think that's going to be a major hindrance for them. The Yokai drone does get spotted. Laxing, who's been so good, will continue to just provide excellent play for his team as Revan is down, and that's the Capitao. That is a pretty vital target to get early on. And Foxay up top, look at this aggressive hold on the 2nd floor, as you need to do with Lobby. It's going to be 2 very important kills. The Sledge falls, and Panix, who's just been unable to get it going, I think, to the extent that we anticipate. Sir Boss trying to fight on those Visa stairs, but Mark is gonna miss. But he gets it anyway! Sir Boss runs right into him! Oh, Mark! You can't say that wasn't planned. So this has been a big swing for Cloud9, and now the two remaining members of Mock-it are going to have to try to just go straight for a plant, but there could be a Yokai drone in play. Keep in mind there are Evil Eyes and a Pulse on the board. Goddess will go on to see. Where's the Yokai drone? There it is, but plant will be falling off of, at least for the time being.
Trying to hold inside of Piano, each holding one angle, and now the Echo drone going to disorient. Hungry going to cut down Laxi. He tries to press in from Yellow Stairs, down inside the bathroom. His enemy by Mark, and now spraying through. He's able to down off Mark, but he got pistol in hand, 40 seconds remaining. Still plenty of time spraying in towards the bathroom hallway, unable to hit the shot onto Foxe. It's in a bad spot here, unleashing the unlimited ammo inside the LMG for Maestro, and now moving towards the top of Yellow Stairs to get that top control is Foxe. So now separated on either floor are the remaining two defenders of Cloud9. Goddess on the Echo, still has one Yokai in that bathroom hallway, main floor to use. Pings coming out through the floor, more shots from Foxe, reacquiring the diffuser as Hungry as he moves in towards the bathroom hallway. He can't plant it in there, and now being zapped by the Maestro. Evil Eye just gonna try and stick a plant inside of Piano, right up against the wall. The ping's coming out, pulls off with the shotgun, the Supernova from Goddess gonna end it. And now we are one round away from overtime on map number 1.
A valiant effort from Hungry there, trying to land as many shots as possible, but when you're going up against a Maestro and an Echo in a, a must-plant situation, and they still have a Yokai drone and Evil Eye in play, you're probably gonna have a bad time. And maybe if Hungry hadn't used one of those explosive grenades to secure an easy kill, he probably could have used it to take out the Evil Eye that was watching him the entire time, as well as the Yokai that was there to knock him out of the plant as he would have gone into it. So really an unwinnable situation for Mock-it, even as close as it looked. The only real way that we could have seen Mock-it put that one away and actually take the victory would have been frag hunting. And Hungry then would have had to take care of the Echo, where he had no information as to where the Echo was, and then would have had to go upstairs and take care of the Maestro, who was probably pretty secure knowing that all I got to do is live. So, as you said, we're one round away from overtime to head in, and Cloud9 definitely looks like they have found something. They're going to have to go to console office again. Now, I pointed out last round that, hey, they're going to go to lobby, and they didn't win lobby last time. Well, they won it this time, so they're going to have to do the same with console and prove that they can win on the 3 major sites. Or else, we go to Oregon for map 2.
Yeah, Cloud9 on a run, though. Saw them falter a little bit earlier on in their defensive holds, 2 consecutive failures, and then now they're starting to run the gauntlet. You win the garage, you win lobby, now you got to go either upstairs or to the new bomb site. That, as a team like Cloud9, that I've said a couple times now, look like they lack the necessary preparation. It looks like they're mainly focusing on counter-stratting more than anything in this matchup. Their setups early on looked very basic, and they looked very lost in their communication. So I don't think they would have had the time really or the desire to go and practice the new Teller's Archive site. It would be nice to see it if they could throw off Mock-it, bringing these operators. There's no breach right now, and you don't necessarily need a breach on Teller's Archives for the attack, but just as a nice throw off to try and slow Mock-it down, because they've been getting that map control very, very early.
One thing as well to note for Mock-it's 2 attacks, both the attack victories they had were rush plans. Those are very tough to stop if you're not prepared for it. That's why we see so many teams will successfully, well, actually, if I heard that correctly, Retro has no shotgun ammo left, saying out of mags. I'm pretty certain Retro just exhausted his entire shotgun clip. If we could see that for just a second on Retro on Smoke, yeah. He has been doing an awful lot of remodeling as he has no ammo left whatsoever in his shotgun. Yeesh. But my point about the rush strats is that this is why we see a lot of teams will pull them out on their very first or second attacking round. They will immediately trot out a rush strat because it catches teams off guard and it's very hard to counter unless you're totally prepared for it. And those were the 2 victories that Mock-it got. Having to go the more methodical style of map control, get and execute your strategies hasn't been working out so well for them, and C9 has been there to answer them almost every step of the way. Looks like we might get a joint run out here from Mark, and there you go. The position will be given away. That's a good dual play, and Hungry falls 90 seconds for the first kill on the board, and it'll go in favor of Cloud9 as they look to try and equalize and send us into overtime.
Yeah, the Capitao of Rev at the top of Visa Stair is going to be smoking off very early and already acquiring this A-bomb control. This is the same thing that happened the last time the Cloud9 tried to defend top floor, is that this A-bomb with no one inside, no one holding it. The Echo drone's really the only thing repelling, and Foxe again cut down on the rotation to launch the Nitro Cell, being smoked out now by Retro from inside a connector. The Echo drone also disorienting and pulling him off the plant for a little bit longer. trying to get this diffuser down, but Goddess being a nuisance, constantly badgering him with the Echo drone, but looking into connector, Sirboss again. Retro will fall, it's the smoke, it's all up to the Echo of Goddess. Laxing gonna take down Sirboss as he was downstairs holding the flank. The shots from the MP5 SD not gonna land. Panics cuts down Mark with the pistol in hand. Now Revan successfully gets the plant off, looking to cut down. Now it's all up to Goddess in the 1v2. She tries to sprint in towards connector. Takes a few bullets to the backside from enemy, but it's up to her to keep Consulate alive. 1v2 down to about 20 HP. More Yokai's left to use. Gonna have to go for the frags against a Blackbeard and a Glaz. A terrible position to be in, and its enemy closing it out. Mock-it gonna take map number 1 on Consulate and send us to